I would say challenges always bring innovation. It causes you to do things differently and also moves you into different territory. We're the largest private company in the energy sector, generating 2,100 megawatts of power, which makes us the largest independent power company in the continent. And we're also distributing in Lagos. We own Ikeja Electric, which distributes to a customer base currently of about 1 million people, but we have the potential to go up to 12 million customers.
You also have business, aspirations and businesses in East Africa as well. What's your experience been? I'm sure it must be a walk in the park going into East Africa relative to the West African experience.
West Africa does something for you, right? It teaches you not to be afraid of anything. You've seen it all. You've been there, you've done it, you've had everything. You name it, we've seen it, and we've been there. And so East Africa provided an opportunity for us to experiment and test out the things that we've already discovered in Nigeria and West Africa, working in Ivory Coast, in Ghana, in Cameroon, in Equatorial Guinea, and all relatively tough places to do business. But East Africa provided a totally different opportunity for us. And getting there, again, when the oil prices came down and the margins went off a lot of the petroleum products, we also saw that what the East African community wanted, it's a logistics business. It's about moving products from long distances through storage and distribution across a vast array of land. But that's what we have been doing in West Africa for a long time. So we started in Tanzania, and very quickly, we're taking a large percentage of the Tanzanian market. The margins are tighter than you would find in West Africa. But once you understand how to move the logistics, then you have a good business.
Aliko Dangote's oil refinery that is currently being built, it's a fascinating story because finally you'll have major capacity to refine oil and get petroleum products inland. But that's also going to kill a lot of businesses in terms of the companies that are importing refined products. Do you think it's going to be net positive? What do you think it's going to do?
So for me, I think that's evolution. It's part of life. It happens all the time. And so for companies who sit down and are not adapting to change, then naturally they'll die. And that's a natural consequence for you not adapting. But if you do adapt and you're ready for change, then you should be okay. And I think when one comes through, then what you find is others are going to come. So I don't think it's going to be the last. So for me, it's not an issue. I see one refinery coming, but in my mind's eye, I already see 20, I already see 30. Today, it might be the largest, but I think you would also find that people will compete for size and capacity as well. And there's nothing wrong with it. We need to encourage competition. So I think it's a good thing.
So what has your hustle been? I mean, being Nigerian, being in your blood, the resilience, the hustle in your career, would you say?
I think the greatest hustle for me and what drives me the most is that if we can make a difference at the forefront, we are the forefront as an African Nigerian company going out to the world to show the world that this is what Nigeria can do. Now, if you understand that, it's a total perception change from what everybody thinks Africa is about. And not just Africa, when it comes to Nigeria, we actually then carry an extra burden of changing the entire narrative as to what Nigeria is about. And so that's our hustle. Everything we do when we go out into new countries, when we deal with financial institutions on the global scale, when we deal with the United Nations or go to the World Economic Forum, and we sit at panels like this here in the Africa CEO panel, what we're doing all the time is putting Nigeria out into the public light to say, don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you read. You have to get to know the people. But most importantly, when we push that, it's for a whole generation coming behind us who can see as role models that you've been able to break the mold. You've changed the perception as to how people see us, and we can do it. And we can go out there and do it.